TexAgs Rewind, presented by the 4-time Retailer of the Year, Specs in the Rollo Insurance Studio. I enjoyed the show, the tap dancing and everything about it. Nick, your favorite part?
I'm really having to multitask here because Billy Liucci is showing me what you sound like.
Yeah, some old lady from 1950 so talks like this. But put it close to the mic. Oh, whatever. Thanks, Billy. He loves to show people his jokes over and over until he gets the laugh that he wants. Reese, your favorite part of the show?
Our ability to tap dance.
Yeah, that was good. Well, we didn't really tap dance that much. We ran an interview.
Hey, but in the moment, whenever it was like, okay, this guest isn't coming on, what can we do? Bang.
Bang.
Run that.
Deep Throat Buchanan was a good part of the show as well. Anything else, Nick, that's going to be on the rewind?
Jamie Morrison.
Yeah, it was good.
That's pretty much it.
Obviously, we're about to record a luchador, so we have to go. Rewind. The way I'm going to phrase it is, what program cannot afford to have a mid-type season? Mid is what the kids say for like just
mediocre. Yeah.
7-8 wins is right?
Okay.
Right?
You talking SEC or national?
I'm just going to talk about a couple different programs.
Okay.
And I'm going to include A&M in this conversation, okay? Does that mean fan base, revolt? Does that mean firing coach? Just whatever. However you want to take it, I'm going to give you some teams. A&M, FSU, Oklahoma, Florida, Auburn. Which one of those cannot afford a season? And you can add other programs if you think of them.
All right. Well, yeah, because I'm thinking LSU, and I'm also thinking USC nationally.
So okay. Well, we can do that. But let's start off. Let's start off with Auburn. If Auburn wins 7 or 8 games, does that keep Hugh Freeze's job?
I don't know. Remember, they fired a guy 2 years after winning the national championship. They expect a lot. I don't know what the buyout is and all those things, so that's always an issue. But Auburn is probably historically the most dramatic, and I don't mean that in a good way, program in college football.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But Florida, there's so much. I think it might be Florida because, again,
they can't afford an 8-win season, 7 or 8-win season.
There's been so much. He was on the hot seat last year, and then they won 4 games to close the year, and now there's all this. Okay, this is our year. All right, he put it. But if they take a step back,
I think if they win 8, he'd probably be fine.
Oh, okay,
I think if that means Lagway's coming back for another year, I think he'd be fine if they win 8. But I agree with you. If they take a step back, then no. Oklahoma, can Venables win 8 games and be fine? 7 games and be fine.
Again, I don't know what the buyout is and things like that. It may be too high to firing, but that's a proud program.
So when we're breaking down football, we're talking about once you know the formula, once you know the Elko way, that next year there's so much advancement. What about year 3?
It's another layer on top of that.
Yeah.
And I think I said in year 1, I felt like it was like a soft thing of clay that you're doing this, and year 2 you're pushing it, and year 3 it's kind of like everyone comes in and here's the way we do things. And then at that point, you get to layer things on top of it. You get to layer different little intricacies of culture on top of it. You get to layer different little layers of volleyball on top of it. So I think we're in a great spot right now where everyone kind of knows the way that we're going to operate. And I think that's starting to spread to the recruits that are coming in that are around our program. They see that, and they're it's not something you're having to force anymore. It's just a piece of who you are and who we are.
Confidence-wise, I know this team is very confident. You're very confident. How does it compare? And I don't want to compare years, but just the confidence when you go to work. There's a different kind of level of I know what's expected, but I also know I can do it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's confidence, a process. That we come in, and again, there's a little bit of familiarity. We know what practice is going to look like. We know how we're going to be pushed. So I think there's that piece. And then with that just becomes, hey, this is the way that we go about doing business. And that's the thing that wins come from. Confidence is a fickle thing sometimes when it's built on just the fact that I think I'm good. But if I believe in the process that I'm going through, and that process is the right one, and this is always hard as a coach. I was literally just having this conversation yesterday. You have this picture of what volleyball should look like, and you're like, man, we're really close to that. And then you're like, well, maybe we're going to put it up against an opponent. All of a sudden, I'm going to learn something, which is what we have to do. So that's why I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, of putting a uniform on and seeing us against each other and taking some notes and going back. And then we get one more without a W or an L on the columns against Baylor, and then it's go time.
You worked with Coach Elko for 12 years. So let's go back to 2002 when you decided to hire him at Fordham. What did you see in the 23-year-old man at that point and the guy he's become?
Well, it was my first head job at Fordham University, and we had finally had our first winning season. And then my defensive coordinator, Dave Cohen, left to go to the University of Delaware. So I was initially looking for a coordinator, and I had interviewed guys that had 10, 15, 20 years of coaching experience. And I kind of interviewed Mike. Mike had worked with Dave's younger brother at the Merchant Marine Academy. And Mike came over for the interview, and quite honestly, he was more knowledgeable, had a better presence than guys that had coached for 10 and 15 years longer than him. And so because of how impressive Mike was, I decided to promote from within. And I just felt Mike was too good of a coach to pass up on. And that certainly, over the years, has proven correct.
It's interesting when I talk to folks that know Mike, they always talk about how smart he is, right? But he's also a ball coach, and I think that's not common, right? You're either smart and you're okay at football. It's not common to be super smart and also just a football guy.
Well, I think in any profession, the people who are elite at it have many skill sets. So, to say that, a good football coach isn't bright or smart, I would never say that as someone who coached for 36 years. But I would say Mike is on the high end of both of those skill sets. Extremely intelligent, very instinctive. Mike has the ability to see what's around the corner. He understands that whatever this decision makes, these are going to be the ramifications of it, whether it's positive or negative. And you combine that with his personality, his work ethic, his ability to relate to people. And that's why Mike is one of the elite coaches in the country. He was one of the best defensive coordinators in the country for many years. And again, I think he's one of the very best football coaches in college football today.
Well, I think it's probably higher than that, to be honest. I think the potential is to be sitting there at number one. And I'm not saying he will, because there's a couple guys up there that are really good, but that's when you talk about like who could emerge as a star in this conference, he's got the potential to do that. I just think people, and I don't know if it's the close to the season for the team, but it's like SEC Mike. Amanda and I recorded with him yesterday, and he was like, I didn't see Marcel as the reason they lost to Auburn or to USC. Now, I'm sure Reed and Coach Oko and Klein could show you a game tape and say, well, I could have done this better. He should have done that better, or that helped put us in a hole, missing this throw or whatever. But this dude was a gamer and a baller in those losses. And when he left the field, A&M had won both of those games because he led them downfield from behind, away from home to do that. Every intangible you want to check, and here he is scoring against USC to give them the lead with under 2 minutes left, and they couldn't hold it. Every intangible you want to check that you saw, like, hey, come off the bench and lead us from behind against a top 10 team in front of 100,000 at home. Hey, a couple hours before the game in the swamp, you're going to get your first start. And by the way, we have to win this game because we lost to Notre Dame, and we have to win this game. And we also haven't won on the road in 10 games at 8. Handled that. Fourth quarter against Arkansas, I talk about this a million times. 1 yard line. Down, I think 3 or 4. If you go 3 and out and punt and they go down and score, that game's over. And first play, let's call it pass, for our quarterback starting at Jerry World, his second SEC start. We're going to ask him to drop back in the end zone, fire a perfect throw all the way to the sideline. Does that. First down. Next play, Le'Veon Moss for 30. Game changes. All of these little moments, and the only exception to that to me was, against Texas, where that offense was overwhelmed by the Longhorn defense. But as we show a highlight against Texas, that was first drive.
Okay, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Sorry, Reese, I know you wanted to do it in rhyme.
You got it.
Yeah, we'll see you.